fear. Now, one of the biggest problems with fear is that it can cause you to misjudge, can cause you to have anxiety, it can cause phobias and mental disorders. And now I'm going to explain to you on how fear works. Fear is a feeling introduced by perceived danger or threat. In humans and other organisms, fear, which causes a change in metabolic and organ functions and ultimately a change in behavior, such as fleeing, hiding, or freezing in perceived traumatic events. Fear in human beings may occur in response to a specific stimulus occurring in the present or in anticipation or expectation of a further threat perceived as a risk to body or life. The fear response arises from the perception of the danger leading to confrontation with or escape from or avoiding the threat, also known as the flight or fight response, which in extreme cases of fear, horror, and terror can be a freeze response or paralysis. But fear can have the benefits of helping you think rationally and helping you make wiser and smarter decisions in life. That's some of the benefits of fear. But all throughout mankind, most of history, fear was the cause of so many terrible things happening to people. Like back in the medieval century, people were so scared of witches that they would, kill them pretty much. But here goes the thing. In my opinion, there's no such thing as witches or anything, but since they were afraid of a witch, they were so badly afraid of a witch that they would kill an innocent person with no evidence that that person was a witch. They could just make an accusation, and if enough people believe it, they're gonna kill her. See, now that's the bad part about fear, is that you always think with a clear mind, completely calm, before you make an irrational decision. But once you sat down with a completely rational mind and you took in consideration every last single option you have, like every option that you have that makes complete and total sense, once you go through all those options and not a single one of them worked, then that's when you need to just get irrational about things just to be on the safe side. If you took every single last option, not a single one of them worked, that is when you start acting irrational, just to be on the safe side. But then again, you have to look at this whole situation, right? Like, let's say, for example, you're taking a test, right? And you have no idea if answer A or answer B is, if you have like no idea if answer A is right or answer B is right, and you have no idea what to do. Now, normally, just go ahead and be irrational. If you go with A and it's wrong, whoop-de-damn-do. If you go with B and it's wrong, whoop-de-damn-do. You have to look at what you're risking, all right? Now, let's say, for another example, if you're going down the street and you go make a right or you make a left, right? And you're not sure which street um, has a pothole in it, for example. If you make a right, you hit a pothole, dang, sucks. If you go to the right, hit a I'm sorry, the left, you hit a pothole, then dang, it sucks. You also have to look at what you are risking. And now, if you're like, you get hit a pothole, your flat tire gets, your tire gets flat or something, and you have to make it to a job interview, then dang. So that's when you really be cautious when you're making decisions. If you have a lot that you're risking, yeah, you always be cautious, taking every last option that you have before you make an irrational decision. Okay, you have to look at what you are risking, all right? Okay, fear of the unknown, all right? Now, I think we can all agree on that we're all scared of like everything that we don't know of, like we're scared that we don't know what's going to happen next. We're all scared of that. Like, we're scared, like thinking that, hey, what if I step out of my house and some crazy person comes up to me, kills me, or just really just fucks you up, right? Or you scared you might get into a car accident and die. We're all scared of those things. But one of the greatest fears to fear is living your life in fear. That's what you should be scared of, living your life in fear. That is the greatest fear of all, is living your life in fear. Like, if you fear everything, like, you can't fear everything in your life, Just take your mind to a different place. Because if you just, I know I'm not gonna lie, I'm not the right person to be giving advice on taking your mind to a different place, because there's stuff wrong with me too. But don't ever live your life in fear though. Like, I don't live my life in fear, you know. But if you're living your life in fear, that is my greatest fear, is living my life in fear, you know. Live life with as little regrets as possible, Like, I'm not judging anyone. I've made some mistakes myself, not proud of them, but make as little mistakes as you possibly can, you know? But take fear, but use fear of the previous mistakes you made. Use your fear of, okay, I'm scared to make a mistake though, okay? Now, it's it's okay to be scared to make a mistake, but if you make a mistake, just what you do. We're all human. We all make mistakes, but it's in my opinion, it's good to be scared of making a mistake, pretty much. Okay, now the reason why I think it's good to be scared to make a mistake is because it helps you be more cautious to avoid making another mistake. Okay, some mistakes can't always be avoided. There are mistakes that can be avoided, yes. But there are some mistakes that can easily be avoided. So if you're scared to make a mistake, that's kind of good, because it makes you more cautious about what's going to happen. Now, fear can be learned by experiencing or watching a frightening or traumatic accident. Now, in some cases, fear can be good and fear can be bad, right? But I think people shouldn't use fear to get people to do what they want. Most of the time, if people use fear to manipulate people into doing what they want them to do, you know? But then again, fear has become human instinct. It's becoming human nature. Because ever since humans were able to walk, all right, we had to develop fear in order to survive. And to this day, people still use fear in order to survive. Back then, like Homo sapiens, let's put it, our early ancestors had to use fear in order to survive. So pretty much if they see someone who doesn't look like them, they'll kill him. Or if they see someone who doesn't look familiar, they would kill him because they're scared. And they had no choice, you know? If they were not one of them, they would kill him. And ever since, and since, you know, since fear is now human nature, people use fear to their advantage. Like, for example, let's say I'm scared of spiders, all right? And someone doesn't want me to go into a room, right? So they're gonna tell me, hey, don't go in that room, there are spiders in there. Of course I'm not gonna go into that room, I'm scared of spiders. So of course he's not gonna go in the room, he's scared of them. Now, I think that's kind of a low blow to use what people are afraid of to your advantage. Yeah, a lot of times people do that. And a lot of times someone would go out and demonize them, another person, just for revenge. They're gonna make up all these scary things about him, saying, "Hey, you know, don't go over there. You know, he's mean." Blah 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 blah. They use people's fear to their advantage. And guess what? It's just human nature. They use human nature to their advantage. It's just the way it is. It's awful, but it's the way it is. Thanks for watching.